Life's full of tales and stories, but it's those stories what define our character. This episode, I bring to you the Midnight Train to Chicago. Demon time is officially out of my life, and my inner peace is restored, and I'm on the prowl for my little bust down. Therefore, I mean Chicago. Our time together was brief, but it was pleasant until it was time for it to come to an end. You see, although she lived in Houston, she went to school in Chicago, which means she had to return for her fall semester. I remember the last day that I saw her. There was a silence that spoke volumes. She then tells me, I think it's best we quit while we're ahead. I'm like, now I'm mad confused trying to make sense of the time shared. Immaculate dick given. The memories produced. Albeit, she had a very good reason. Long distance is hard, and it will require more work than a normal relationship would. But I was ready for the risk. Nervous of the uncertainty of the future, I cradle her and tell her something like, no matter what happens, I got you. Everything's gonna be good. We'll face the future together. I was on some real anime protagonist type shit, let's be honest. I think she was worried about the parts of her personality she deemed her darkness. I remember her asking, what would you do if you woke up one day and your partner had a different side to them that you've never seen? I don't know why, but the question stuck with me. I pondered about it for a while. And then at a later date, I kind of gave her an answer. I said it would just be another side of them to love. So you see, that's the thing about darkness. The deeper the shadows, the brighter the light. And now we go back and forth on how it would and wouldn't work. And the conversation just persisted. It just increased my anxiety. I just blurted it out. And I remember looking at her as if her brain broke. She hit me with that, why you do that to me? You can't just say shit like that and expect me not to react. And then she nestles in closer and reciprocates with like a soft, I love you too. And at the time, you could not tell me the Riz wasn't risen. She goes off to college, and I was heavy on the communication until one day it just stopped. Text left undelivered. Calls not being answered. I remember one day I'm in my apartment building, common area, talking to my neighbors about it, and my neighbor tells me, you should go get her. Now. Was I influenced by a white woman's ideals about love? Yes. Yes, I was. With a lit flame under me, I was determined to get my girl back. So I planned a drive to Chicago. And then the details were talked over with Chicago. Keep that in mind for later. My plan was simple. See the sights of Chicago with Chicago and build a connection further than what it was and have her throw it back like a 2006 music video. I get to the hotel and immediately text Chicago, hey, I finally made it to the city. That's great. I'm glad you made it. You hear that? Complete radio silence. This is weird. I come to the city to see you and I can't get a text back. That's gay. So I was just rocking by myself for the first 2 days of this 3-day trip. Third day came, and I was over the city, and I was over this trip. And to be honest, Chicago's not even that great of a city. Y'all streets is built like a blind man trying to make a road map. Like, how do you have a turning lane and an ongoing traffic lane, both green, at the same time? And they say Houstonians can't drive? Fuck the city of Chicago. Fuck y'all. Y'all can suck the backside of my motherfucking dick. Respectfully. The only two good things to come out of the Chi is Kanye and Sosa. At me, nigga. Third day, she finally responded. Hey, I'm sorry. I just been so busy. I lost track of time. Yeah. Fuck that noise. I'm sorry I wasted your time. I understand if you don't want to see me anymore. Now, Chicago made me extremely frustrated. I drove 16 hours just for the bitch to treat me like I'm Danny Phantom. Not only that, but I wasted time. I wasted resources on this. I should just leave, put some rod wave on, and jerk myself to sleep. I pulled up, waited outside her building. I saw like, hey, and just looking at her was enough to make me turn to jelly. She then tells me, I can't believe that you're here. Now, if I say something, I'm going to stand on it. Now, my scouter going off like crazy, and it was detecting some grade A bullshit. She invites me in, and we start chopping. Typical, how you been, what you been up to, what's your life like. 5 minutes in this conversation, she just cussed attention and asked me, why are you here, Miles? And it seems obvious the sign of confusion on my face, so she reiterates and clarifies, why are you here in Chicago? Under the shattering of the pressure, I stuttered to say, I don't know why I'm here. And for the next 15 minutes, she begins to tear into me, saying how it wasn't right for me to be there, saying how my presence here is pointless, saying how fucking psychotic I must be to think we had anything more than a late night fuck. Chicago invited me in her room, and she begins to casually talk to me like she just didn't tell me 5 minutes ago that I was a waste of space in her apartment. And as we talk, some of her roommates come by, they speak, hi, hello, how you doing? What's going on? And then he walks in. Tall, blonde hair, white man, daps me up and start talking. We gonna call this dude Danny. He basically tells me like, yeah, we share the same room. She's really cool, blah, 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 blah. I wasn't really caring what mans had to say because if earlier my scouter detected bullshit, it just blew my fucking ear off. Chicago and Danny begin to have a whole conversation like I wasn't even there. And this goes on for about like an hour. And it was clear. What we had was long gone, and Danny was blowing her fucking back in. Moral of the fucking story. Know when you're fighting a losing battle. Is perseverance good? Yes. However, if we factor in emotions, that shit does not matter in the moment. Her texts and calls should have told me that this was over. Honestly, the first day I should have left. I was in a battle, but Danny already won the war. Save your heart and your heartache and pick your battles. Fight smart, but don't fight for something that's already dead. Also, update, a few months later, I found Chicago socials where she was parading this nigga around Chicago. Chicago, if I see your fucking mans out here, I'm spinning on cousin, now I'll spit on you, bitch. Fuck out of here.